Welcome to Informatica Support Multimedia KB session. My name is Ajay and I am part of Informatica Global Customer Support team. I am going to present the instructions for setting up Valgrind tool on Informatica PowerCenter Services today. Agenda for the session. Need of Valgrind tool, purpose of this video, why Valgrind configuration for standalone program is different from Informatica services, steps to configure Valgrind, finally demo of configuring Valgrind using an automation script. Valgrind is a widely used tool for heap profiling and debugging memory leak problems in C and C++ programs on Linux. In customer support, we make use of Valgrind tool for identifying memory leak issues reported on Informatica service process. Though I am not discussing on how to debug a memory leak in this session, the purpose of this session is to take you through the steps to configure Valgrind tool for PowerCenter services, as this itself is a laborious task to do. The reason for saying it to be laborious is that Valgrind for a standalone program is pretty easy to configure, as in the program can be directly launchable with the Valgrind tool. But in case of PowerCenter services, the service process are launched either by admin console or using infocmd command. Thus, user doesn't have direct control to launch the service process using Valgrind. If at all a user has to configure Valgrind for Informatica services, the steps to be followed are: download Valgrind from distribution site, build the binaries, configure the Valgrind tool options, write a wrapper program to invoke service process using Valgrind, and set the environment variables to point to newly built Valgrind libraries for proper usage of the tool. All these steps are to be followed in an order for successful completion of the tool setup. Since it is not easy to handle these handful of steps manually always, to ease the task, these steps are automated with a shell script, thereby reducing user intervention drastically. Valgrind configuration script for Informatica services. Basically, the script is available in two modes: fully automated mode and semi-automated mode. In fully automated mode, script has the ability to perform end-to-end function, starting with downloading the Valgrind till setting up the environment paths. In semi-automated mode, prior to launching the script, user has to ensure the Valgrind build setup to be ready and pass on Valgrind bin path to the script when prompted for it. The need of multi-mode script is that some hosts may not have outbound access to download Valgrind from internet, or the user might have the Valgrind build already available and may like to use it for configuring the services. From here, I would like to switch to demo the script for setting up Valgrind tool on PowerCenter services. Before heading to demo, it's worth to note the prerequisites to use this script. Users could use the Valgrind setup script and necessary configuration files from Informatica support, and these scripts are to be placed in the Linux host where the Informatica services are running. wget utility and outbound access is needed on the Linux host if the user plans to run the setup script in fully automated mode. GCC 3.1 or higher versions is expected. Minimum of 600 MB of free disk space is needed. Infahome environment variable to be set to proper Informatica installation path. And finally, please note that the current script can deploy Valgrind tool for repository and integration services alone. Let's get to the demo of using the script in fully automated mode. Here are the links to get Valgrind from the Valgrind distribution site. For your information, I'm using 861HF13 installation for this demo, and I'll be configuring the Valgrind tool for repository service process. After confirming all the prerequisites are met, I place the scripts and config files provided by Informatica into a temporary folder. Valgrind_setup.sh is the main script that performs the configuration. Valgrind.c is a wrapper program. Valgrind.config is the configuration file that holds the tooling options for Valgrind tool. Let's quickly look at the usage of the script. Script takes 4 arguments, out of which first one is a URL, which is a download link to the Valgrind tarball. Info home path. Info version holds a value of 861 if it is a 861 or any of 861 hotfix releases, 9.1 for 9.1 and hotfix releases, 9.5 for 9.5 and its respective hotfix releases. The process name should be RS in case of repository service, IS in case of integration service. Let's run the script in fully automated mode. Since my installation is 861HF13, I have to provide 861, and I'm going to do it for repository service, so it's RS. The script asks for user input to proceed either in fully automated mode or semi-automated mode. Option 1 allows script to run in semi-automated mode, and option 2 in fully automated mode. So the script has started downloading the Valgrind from the distribution site, and you can see the log files generated under logs.pid folder, and as soon as each step of the configuration is successful, you can see the respective messages. It would take time to install the Valgrind. It took almost 5 minutes to complete the make and with the rest of the configuration. You can see the script is successfully run, and at each level, each phase of progress, it logs a message. Once the script completes successfully, you can notice a directory created with Valgrind hyphen the host name, which is nothing but the directory where the Valgrind is built locally, and this directory path is visible from the wrapper program, which is available in info home server bin. Use strings command and you can grep for Valgrind. You can notice if this tag is there which has a path to the Valgrind directory that got created with the script, that means the configuration is successful. Let's take a quick look at semi-automated mode of script as well. You still need to invoke the setup script with the same arguments as that of fully automated script, but you have to choose a option 1 which asks for Valgrind installation directory. Since I have it already available on my server, I would just provide the path here, and this just went through fine. In semi-automated mode, the setup wouldn't take much time because the Valgrind build is already available and there is no need to make Valgrind again. Let's take a look at the wrapper program and see if there are proper Valgrind installation directory is picked in it. This completes the demo of using script to configure Valgrind for Informatica services. Once the setup is done successful, the tool is ready to use and it would collect Valgrind trace logs as soon as the service process starts. Trace log files and their names might differ based on the tooling options used within the Valgrind tool configuration files. Informatica support team would be able to guide further on the location of trace logs collected depending on the tooling option specified for the debug instance. With this, I have completed the demo on setting up Valgrind for PowerCenter services, and I assume this video stands as a quick guide to the users who would like to set up Valgrind on Informatica PowerCenter services. However, if you have more questions or concerns, please feel free to send an email to mysupport@informatica.com, or you can reach us through twitter.com/infosupport. Looking forward to hear back from you. Thank you. Have a nice day.